Welcome to another episode of It's Been 2 Weeks, even though it hasn't been 2 weeks. It's been exactly 1 week since I spoke to you. But we're back at it. And I just kind of felt like we needed to do another episode just to kind of go back into regular schedule, basically. But John, it's been exactly 1 week.
Yeah, it has been.
It has been. So what's been on your mind?
Well, aside from the usual bullshit that seems to be happening nowadays, there's something I came across on Reddit, and I kind of wanted to just throw it out there.
Yeah, go for it.
Brendan Carr announced a campaign urging broadcasters to air patriotic pro-America propaganda or pro-America programming in support of America's 250th birthday. Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, who was appointed by President Trump, announced the Pledge America campaign on Friday, which urges broadcasters to air patriotic pro-America programming in support of America's 250th birthday. In a statement, Carr said he is inviting broadcasters to pledge to air programming in their local markets in support of this historic national, nonpartisan celebration. One of Carr's suggestions being every morning with a piping hot cup of patriotism by starting each broadcast day with the Star-Spangled Banner or Pledge of Allegiance. American networks once ended every day with a broadcast of the Star-Spangled Banner, but the practice was phased out upon the advent of 24-hour broadcasting. Carr also suggested running PSA short segments or full specials specifically promoting civic education, inspiring local stories and American history, as well as including segments during regular news programming that highlight local sites that are significant to American and regional history, such as National Park Service sites, and airing music by America's greatest composers such as John Philip, Sosa, Aaron Copland, Duke Ellington, or George Gershwin. The chair further urged broadcasts to begin providing daily Today in American History announcements highlighting significant events that took place on the day in history, and suggested partnering with community organizations and other groups that are already working hard to bring American stories of unity, perseverance, and triumph to light. Carr added, "I believe in the greatness of our country, and I look forward to broadcasters showcasing its inspiring history by taking the pledge and fulfilling their public interest mandate to serve the needs and interests of their local communities, and America's 250th birthday celebration marches on." So,
what the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck? Are they trying to go take us to some sort of that's fascism, dude. That's straight up fascism.
It's funny how they try to dress that up with the and you talk about the national parks and all that other stuff, but I mean, we're going North Korea, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Nobody in the world stage thinks we're great, so we must tell ourselves that we're great. That's what it's screaming to me. I feel like it's giving that sort of that very low confidence in yourself, so you need some affirmations, daily affirmations that what you're doing is great.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's you start doing that, maybe Americans start to calm down. I think it's if you tell people, remind them the good that this country, offers or did or what have you. Maybe, it's, I feel like it's to try to cool the fires.
I don't know. To me, it just kind of, it gives off that sort of just that vibe of fucking fascism and stuff like that. Not to mention that how effective do you think that's actually going to be to calm people down by telling them you're doing so good, buddy. You're the greatest country in the world.
Well, I don't even feel like it's trying to convince them that this is a great country. It's one of those, it's member berries. It feels like it's member berries. Again, it's
yeah, it definitely
bring
is
attention to the national parks and bring attention to your local communities. And I'm it's this is what should have, like, it's almost like, remember like the 90s when things were better, like kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like this is shit that America should be, and this would, you know, I'd be okay with it if shit wasn't the way it was right now. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right, right,
wouldn't bat
right.
an eye at it. But now it just seems like let's, you know, let's come together as a community, like, or as a country. And like, no, it's a little late for that.
It's a little bit too late. Like you've already fucking bastardized the whole fucking thing in general. Like let's be real. Like we're in a position where, from both sides, the political divide has just fucking furthest like wedged us, like a wedge between us, and we're just like, there's no way. I don't like. There's no way for it for this to even exist in a way to actually heal. You know, the only time, given the political climate and everything that's been happening lately, I can confidently say that the only time that I saw people from either side of the aisle truly come together in one unanimous like thought where everyone agreed, Luigi Mangione.
Where the average people got together and
Yeah,
agreed.
you know that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's what I mean by the American people, honestly. Like where because like the average people are the ones who are for the most part casting their votes. So they're the ones who are divided by because like the fucking the rich are all in the same side. You know, they will always vote in the for their interests. They might some of them might be socially progressive, but fiscally they don't want anybody to touch their money. Right? They don't want
Yeah.
taxes. They don't want anything higher or anything of that sort. So like the working class are the only ones that are truly, or the regular average Joes are the only ones that I feel are truly divided in that sense where
No, I agree with you.
yeah.
But I will add another one, and I will say 9/11.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you that one. 9/11 definitely did a number on that.
The country was never the same after it. It
Yeah,
changed a shitload.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I don't see this working. Honestly,
Oh, it's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work.
I doubt that it'll even happen because it's a discretionary thing. It seems like it's not like a mandate.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, think about it. Like, how much money is that gonna fucking like the promotional material that needs to go into that? How much more money are you gonna spend into that? The money that could be going to like I don't know.
Well, that's broadcasting time lost.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's ad space lost and all that other shit.
yeah, that's another thing too for the companies. They're not gonna fucking want to do that. I mean, they'll do it because if they're forced to do it. You know, if there's a
You
law
know
that
who I could
passes.
see doing it is motherfuckers like Hulu and like Netflix and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. Even then, some. I don't even think they would do it. Actually, now that I think about it, because quite frankly, like they want to fucking like put in as much fucking ad space as they can in those bitches. You know?
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
So, but so you put that on there, and if you don't want to have to watch it,
You
you go
skip
the
it.
ad. You know,
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that
because they're doing it with ads anyways. Like you pay more to go
to get an
adless.
ad free experience. So that
So
yeah, that makes sense. I could totally see that working, which is kind of sad. I mean, fuck, dude. Ugh.
I know this is always like a running kind of joke in the other podcasts, but Netflix is that prime example of you either die a hero or you live long enough to be. They became the anti like they're running ads now. Like that was like the whole selling point of Netflix is like there's
No
no ads,
ads.
nothing. It's
Yeah,
just here, the
yeah.
stream.
And you know what? There's been a recent kind of like thing that's been happening with Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, think Zoom or Skype, where basically you can connect um through computers when you can talk to your friends and stuff like that.
I was gonna say think like AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, but on your
Yeah,
phone.
something similar to that as well. And you could have voice calls. You can have like Discord has things where you can have a server where you can basically make it like a forum or something like that. You can have like text chat in it too, and then you have rooms where you can get people together to all be in like a fucking conference call or some bullshit like that. So that's what Discord is. And this video that I ended up seeing, well, Discord's going through like its own little thing right now. They're trying to pass this policy about age verification where they want people to like submit their IDs and stuff like that or take a picture of themselves and then in order to verify that people are adults for like the adult only features. And the adult only features are basically just like the ability to join a server or a room that might have, you know, adult content, not necessarily like, you know, like pornography or anything
Just
of that
like
sort, but just like
language and shit like that.
language, you know, or even just like imagery or something like that, you know? And so then that was like the whole thing. And so then the policy was that if you didn't submit your ID or some sort of facial proof of your age, that you were going to be restricted to teen only access. And that basically, by default, wouldn't let you enter these rooms or spaces, right? So there was a big fallout about that because recently Discord had a data breach, and so then everyone's like, how are we going to trust you to keep the pictures of us or the pictures of our IDs or anything of that sort when you just recently had a data breach, you know?" And Discord was saying, "It's like, no, it's fine because we're not going to be we're not going to be handling the ID verification process. It's going to go through a third party contractor." And so then people were like, "Yeah, but then that means that we don't have any fucking, like, you know, insurance either from that person." So people were digging in, right? And they found out that the third party was essentially offloading the work to another third party, where the other third party had either was or had some sort of connections to Palantir. So like ultimately in the end, what ends up happening is like your data is getting collected and it's not getting removed. It's not just being used for the sole purpose of ID verification. And all of this is under the like the idea that we have to protect the children, et cetera, right? To make it safer for teens and kids and all that. And you know what? On paper, it sounds great, you know, because I mean, like, shit, you do have to protect the kids, but you know else who else needs to do that? Their fucking parents. Parents decided to have these kids. They should be the ones who have to fucking, like, you know, look over them and make sure that they protect them and everything like that. Because quite frankly, it shouldn't be the government's. I have a firm belief that the government should not, in any sort of way, enforce things just to make things like 100% like padded for kids. There should be some main things to like to protect children and stuff like that. Like obviously, I wouldn't allow fucking like pornography to be out in the open, you know, or something like that. You get me? But like when it comes to like the privacy of your own home or your own household, like parents should be the ones who have to fucking, like, you know, set the rules for this and this and that, you know. Anywho, the whole point that I was going to the reason why I was mentioned Discord is because ever since this whole fucking debacle happened, there people were fucking up in the air, and basically they were canceling their Nitro subscriptions and stuff like that. And a video that I ended up seeing, which was a TikTok, was like, the fucked up part about it is like Discord started off like that, where it was like, yeah, you don't have to fucking like, you don't have to use TeamSpeak because TeamSpeak was used to be used before for gamers, right? The issue with TeamSpeak is like you either have your own server or you pay to have a server where you could do stuff, and Discord's like, now we're going to give it to you for free. The problem with this system that I see is the fact that the moment that a company or a service or a product starts getting big, and the more like and the bigger they get, the harder it is for them to like stay competitive, I guess you could say. And then once they're at the top and they have all the money, they can't make any more money. So what's the next best thing they could do to increase their profits? Start cutting corners. And that's essentially what was going on, because like it used to be that everything was free. Then they introduced Nitro, where they fucking paywalled some of the stuff that that was originally free. And now what they're trying to do is try to sell your data to make more money out of it. So it's like you reach a point where like once you're at the top, the only thing you could do is basically start cutting corners or start cutting like costs on your product so that you can make more money off of it, because you reach a point where you can't essentially make more money off of your product, you know? And every company is doing this right now because they're all up there. Every company's right now at the top. Netflix wants more money. That's the reason why they're doing the tiered system with ads and ad free.
No, I guess I was gonna ask, like, if you, hypothetical, like, let's say this thing took off
Yeah.
and it was like fucking just, I won't say like Joe Rogan levels, but like it was like you did not have to worry anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you start like trying to go Joe Rogan level of just fucking ads and all that just to make that extra buck? Or because that's, I'm trying to figure out, like, is it really just that surge of money that comes in that makes you want more? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when is enough, or like, is there
The reason why these companies,
Shareholders, is that what
the
you're gonna say?
shareholders is basically the only reason why they end up going this high. The moment that a company goes public, or the moment that a company takes some sort of investment from one person or multiple people, that's when the whole fucking like their vision just takes a crap, basically. Whatever ideals they had, they're gone. Because now you're not just making money for yourself, you're making money for other people. And these people want money. They want an ROI and return in their investment. So the moment that you start doing bullshit like that, that's it. You lost it. And that's typically the path that every company ends up taking. We've seen it time and time before. It's either like once you're at the top, you're or at least in like in that sort of like level where you're competing against other big dogs. It's like you either cut costs, um, find some sort of other like or start selling other aspects of the or other things of the service you provide to try to make up more money for it, or you hope to God that you get bought out. You know, and I think in the past 10 years, one of the things that I've noticed, because there are no small companies, there are no small brands or anything of that sort. The small brands, like if you there is no innovation anymore to the point where like you create a new product that's maybe like revolutionary, because quite frankly what you're trying to do is making sure that you can sell the product to a big company that ultimately gives you a big payout.
You're shark taking it.
Yeah, you're shark tanking it. And it's like there is no doubt that you can start a small business, but by you yourself, unless you're providing some fucking amazing shit that's like fucking like life changing or something like that, you're not gonna make it up there. I don't think you're gonna be making like a big profit or anything of that sort. You can make profit to the point where you probably might be able to live a little bit more comfortably, but you're not gonna make it big like that. And the moment that you start making it that big, they're either gonna fucking big companies are either gonna try to take your product or they're just gonna try to buy you off of it. And that's been the trend these past years where companies basically like products that are unique make it big enough to the point where they just sell it off to what you call it, other big companies. What is it? I remember I was watching a TikTok where this guy was talking about how he created I think it was like a fucking module. They were
Oh,
modules.
modular. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were it was like a modularized keyboard, and he was like, "Well, we just got an offer from Logitech, and I think we're gonna sell."
Yeah.
So like, it's just like
Well, that's what it. And I don't know if you ever watched the show Silicon Valley, but it was like they're kind of they were poking fun at the fact like that whole Silicon Valley boom of like all these new apps coming out, because that's what it was.
That's what it was. That's
They
what,
wanted to
it's
be the
always
new
been.
Snapchat,
Yeah,
blow up and then sell.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. That's Silicon Valley was exactly just that. It
Yeah.
was literally just that. Like they were just looking at like, and apps typically
Mhm.
are like that. But yeah, like that's the crazy thing about it. Like you're hoping to basically just make it big enough to where it can sell, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a really great product or anything of that sort. It just needs to get the metrics so that you can just sell it off and just pass it along to the next person.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if, because I don't feel like that's very sustainable for the future. You get me?
No, I get you, and I'm kind of trying to. Hey, I don't think so either.
So like,
But I don't think people are really concerned about sustainability anymore. And I don't even think they're concerned about the future. They're just really concerned about the present.
yeah.
And
Well, I mean that's kind of like the thing with well, that's always been too, as far as like when it comes to like businesses and corporations. It's all about like maintaining themselves afloat in the present, making sure that in the present everything's good and everything like that. They never think about the sustainability in the future, and that's their downfall ultimately, because they end up doing very risky things that pays out big in that instant, but in the long run is just like that's it. It doesn't.
unless like how you see the stories about like all these like fucking billionaires and shit buying up like huge swaths of land and building bunkers and shit, like
Yeah,
maybe they don't have to worry about sustainability in the future.
I mean it's a possibility, but
I'm gonna
fuck.
go, dog. We're not that far off from Fallout now.
Ugh. I
We're
don't want to
not.
think about that.
I
Honestly.
Because I keep seeing shit about the what is it, the nuclear clock is like the closest to midnight it's
Closest to
ever
midnight.
been and shit like
10
that.
minutes.
I know that's the only thing that ever fucking. I can't even take. I can't even take the threat of nuclear like war seriously without having a fucking song go off in my head,
Yeah,
or think of something from Watchmen. It's like,
or some bullshit like that. Yeah. No, like, uh, but to your original question when you were talking, when you were asking basically like, I don't think content creators, or at least I would like to believe that content creators, like if in my case, I would like to think that if I were to like suddenly start making, or this were to pop off and it was suddenly making a lot of money, I wouldn't look to try to like invest in or take in investors or anything of that sort, or sell this as a product, because ultimately this for me, as of right now, it's a hobby, you know. Like we're hanging out, we're talking, we're having beers and stuff like that, and we're talking about current events. And I feel like one way or another, this is something that's just like similar to pigs, you know, where we're, but a little bit more serious, I guess you could say. But like if I were to get that big, like the only reason why I would get that big is because maybe I got a sponsorship from fucking like, or I got a deal from like, say like fucking Spotify or something like that. You get me? And you have to produce to make sure that you keep that going.
maybe, but like, I feel like if Rogan had like if he were to make it like a fucking Patreon,
Yeah.
people would fucking pay for it.
Maybe back then. I don't think now.
I think some people, but I'm just saying, like, even if he did it back then,
Yeah.
and if he grew the way he like, he'd be fucking making just as much, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit less, but eventually you could do the ad thing.
Yeah, I mean that is very true.
Because especially like if the way his thing is, you sign up on my Patreon, you get all that shit without the ads.
Yeah.
Like you could do both because people do both all the time, and they do both because they're not Joe Rogan levels of fucking
yeah, that is true.
popular.
Well, okay, so like I'm thinking about like, let me put this example to you. We just watched what's his name, James no, what's his name,
Philip DeFranco.
Philip DeFranco. There you go. Why the fuck was it? Well, I was just, but Philip DeFranco, I don't know if you remember from when he started.
No.
It was literally just him.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just him. And then I remember this was like fucking what, I want to say like maybe 10 years ago when he posted, or he publicly said that he was going to start looking into like increasing his work, like increasing like the workforce that he had, because it originally was just him. He started hiring people for it. Then he ended up getting a fucking office and shit like that and all that shit, right? So like he decided that he wanted to do kind of like a news network kind of style shit for his YouTube, and it ultimately did pay off for him. The moment that you start making companies like that, you have to start thinking about revenue, because it's not just for you as well.
Yeah, you take on the responsibility of.
Yeah, you take other responsibility of that stuff. So you need to make sure that you're making money. And if you're looking to make money, I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you're a business owner and you're looking to try to make as much money as you possibly can out of a business without taking consideration the cost that it takes to make a business like that, you're going into it for the wrong reasons and you're going to fuck yourself over.
Yeah.
Because it's a very risky venue. I mean, when you think about it, like you have to fucking make sure that you constantly have that flow of money. You have to make sure that.
Or you just have to have really stupid fucking fans like Logan Paul does.
I don't think in good conscience I could do something like that, honestly.
I think you could. I believe in you.
I don't think so.
I believe in you.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't fucking want to do that in general. That's just fucked up, dude.
I mean, at this point, yeah, it is, but people still keep buying into that shit. So.
Like, I am no business major or anything of that sort. I don't know much about business other than like maybe like the information that a lot of people end up finding out from what they're fucking like, you know, reading online or anything of that sort, right? But one of the things that that I've learned, given that I started a fourth wall for my streaming shit, that's where you got the koozie and stuff like that. It's all so this business or this place in particular is essentially printing and shipping on demand. And this is a fucking like basically drop shipping, because I'm not producing any of it. I don't have to deal with the shipping and handling costs or anything of that sort. The labor is completely out of me. I'm just doing the content creation and just posting the images that they need to use for the printing process and stuff like that. Like the costs, like for me, like I'm not paying upfront costs right now. The only time that I pay costs for that is whenever someone makes an order, because the moment that the order goes through on their site, And that's another thing too. The storefront is on their fucking site. So like I'm not paying for the storefront or anything of that sort. The moment that an order goes on the site, they deduct like their fucking their cut immediately. And so then, long story short, basically the stickers are selling for like I think like 550, right? These are like fucking 3x3 up to like 5x5 stickers. They're a little piece of shit. When I first created the item, it was telling me or was suggesting for me to sell the stickers at fucking like almost $10. It's like nobody's gonna want to fucking pay $10 for a sticker that like that, especially from a nobody, right? So I was like, my thought is the only way I could sell these things or actually potentially make some sort of like money to get them to sell would be to lower the costs or lower the overall price on them. So I have to lower the price from like the suggested like $8-10 basically to like to 550, and that is technically the lowest the site allows me to go. Because if I try to go any lower, it's gonna be like, no, you need to have a
You're
minimum
gonna be
price
a
of this much.
negative or
Yeah,
whatever.
well, what they're trying to do, I think, is they're trying to make sure that there is
A profit.
no, not necessarily a profit. There needs to be enough funds to stay in there just in case if there's a return or something like that. You get me? So I effectively make like I think a $2.31 from each sticker, and I believe it's like about for the koozies. I would effectively make about the same. I think 232 or 231, and like that's nothing. That's literally nothing. And Fourth Wall ends up getting like majority of the sale because I mean they are doing a lot of the work. I mean it's fucking it is their shit. I can't imagine me getting into business like that because one, I don't have money to keep a stock of items, and then fucking like I have to take on, the responsibility of fucking shipping out shit and stuff like that. Not to mention like the possibility that there might be like some sort of like the security risks of handling other people's information and stuff like that. The whole point is like it's fucking difficult to like even just try to like on your own try to like do your own business or anything of that sort. It's fucking stupid. So like I can't in good conscience like try to fucking like because I could have just sold everything for $10 and made a good $5 out of every fucking thing. But I was like I can't in good conscience because this is like one like fucking $10 for a sticker, dude. That's
Yeah.
fucking that's stupid. Like I know how much labor it costs for me to make fucking $10. I'm not gonna fucking do that to someone else. Like that's just fucking stupid. And so then like yeah, I couldn't in good conscience fucking honestly like swindle people or just fucking try to take their money like that in that regard. I already have a hard time just accepting fucking subs in Twitch. You get me? This is my ideal situation with the streaming. I don't want to make money off of subs. I want to make money off of people like viewing my stuff, my content. I want YouTube and Twitch to pay me directly for me bringing in the people and stuff like that. Like the AdSense and all that stuff. I wish the AdSense would pay a lot in fucking in Twitch at least. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But I mean, like that's where like I want the money to come from. I don't want it to come to directly from the people's pockets. I want it. I mean, it'll come from their time, but I mean, it's better that I take it from their time rather than their actual, fucking pockets. I don't know. It's bad business sense in the sense where it's like it's not going to get me money like instantaneously, but in the long run, honestly, it's a sustainable business. So like if in the case of this, like if I were to do a Patreon, it would be for like
Feet picture.
feed pictures, yeah, feed pictures and all of that stuff and the like. And then I would end up doing a website dedicated just for that. In the same way that that one episode of fucking King of the Hill with Peggy's feet,
Yeah.
kind of like that. Is that what they called it? Peg's feet, or what was it called?
No, I don't think it was ever like mentioned that it was her feet. It was just like some agency that wanted to do modeling.
Yeah,
of her
no,
feet.
yeah. But
And
then
it
she
was
looked
just-
at the site though. She found her site and she's like, "Those are my feet."
Yeah, but I don't. It
I
was
re-
just some random site.
Yeah, it was a random site. Yeah, I remember that. But like, yeah, that's kind of like the thing too. Like, it's just like I don't know. For me, like, I'm not good at business, honestly, because like I have a hard time taking people's money, even though like I'm providing them like if I were to be like if I'm providing someone a service, I'd probably end up selling cheap.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I tried paying you to fucking for building my PC and shit, you were all.
I mean, I don't know.
You
It's just
provided a service.
I mean, I did provide a service, but yeah, like honestly, like I don't think that I don't want to say that money corrupts, but money definitely enhances whatever dark feature or whatever darkness there is in you.
Well, Was it you? I think it was you. I mentioned it. Mark, I forgot who it was in response to, but Mark Cuban basically said money. Basic kind of what you said. He goes, if you were a shitty person while you were poor, you're gonna be a shitty person while you're rich.
Yeah.
If you were a happy person while you were poor, you're gonna be a happy person while you're rich. Like it doesn't, yeah, like you said, it doesn't change who you are. It just enhances it.
It just enhances whatever you were in the past before you had money. I mean, like, I'm not a happy person per se, but like, I don't look to fucking use my money to fucking shit on people. You know, I don't know if it's because of the perspective of like how I have grown up working, and I know that like, you know, how much it costs to fucking make money. I don't know if that's the reason why, but then again, like, I think of the times that I've been to restaurants and stuff like that, and how like I try my best not to fucking like.
Well, that's just being a good, normal fucking person.
Well, I mean that's the thing too. Like, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
because you see a lot of people with money that end up just kind of like they start thinking themselves as a.
To be fair though, I see a lot of people without fucking money. I'm like, bro,
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
no, yeah.
It's just upbringing. It's a lot of
yeah,
it's
you know what?
upbringing.
It could be that.
It's upbringing, and a lot of it is just like
But-
personal responsibility too.
But you know what? Another thing too, like, and I'm not, and it's not to justify the behavior of people that do that. But when you think about it too, is like, it does fucking cost you to make that money. So maybe like in the sense where like if something that you paid for didn't go the way that you wanted, I think you do kind of have a right to be able to like, you know, demand that it be rectified.
No, okay. I agree, but there's also a way to go about it. You know what I mean? Like, do you never fuck up at work? You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, totally. If you express your or your not your concern, but like, you know, like if you tell them, hey, you fucked up on my order, and then they're dicks about it, then fuck yeah, be a dick to them. But if you notice that they're really trying to fucking help you out and you're still being a dick about it, like, nah, you're fucked up. That's it. Like you're done. You're done. I hope they don't fucking give you your money, or I hope that whenever you get your money back, you fucking like through some random fucking like karmatic justice, it fucking incinerates in your hands or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. That was a weird fucking segue.
I was gonna say as you were saying that, like I was listening and taking it to heart, but I'm like, I fucked up. I should have saved that for the interview.
You should have, honestly. But like moving on to something else. I don't have really anything that. Well, I was originally gonna like save the Discord thing for later on, but cat's out of the bag, so it's out there now. You know, Pandora comes out, it doesn't come in. You know, but like the one thing that I did kind of want to talk about though, it was like that one video that I told you to watch, and I think right now is a good time to kind of get into it.
Shoe on head.
The shoe on head, yeah. I'm gonna give what my perception of shoe on head is. In I think you probably have a better or a different perspective of her. But Shoe on Head is a political commentator. She posts a bunch of videos on YouTube, right? She's known to be kind of controversial because she'll shit on both sides, basically. She doesn't show her allegiance to one or the other side.
I would say she's pretty like rational, like down the middle.
Like down the middle kind of thing and stuff like that. And for the most part, I think that's an accurate description of her. But then like some of the takes that she has, I just kind of feel like she's on the wrong side of it. And it's just kind of like, I don't know about this. But the whole point is,
I know she always jokes about it, but some of them do feel like pick me takes.
Yeah. I mean, in this video that she posted that we both saw, she was basically saying, "It's like I'm the pick me," basically, and it really does feel like that. I don't know. It must have been like 2 weeks ago where something happened to a streamer named Emeru, and Emeru is basically this cosplayer chick who streams. She's very successful. She is, I guess, acquainted or is in some sort of like in the orbit of Asmongold and stuff like that. Because I mean,
real quick, she was recently more famous for being assaulted at TwitchCon.
Oh yes, there was that, and then also like her previous relationship with fucking Misgift too. Like she was a victim of abuse by him and stuff like that. And mind you, I don't want to get into it, but this is not the first time that Misgift was fucking, you know, accused of doing this kind of bullshit. So
to her or to someone else?
Maya Higa. And Maya feels like she has a fucking animal sanctuary, dog. Like, you get me? Like,
yeah,
that's like the worst person you could fucking like treat like shit, honestly. Yeah, so Emiru basically, she was streaming, and then some random chatter came in and asked her about ice or her position on ice, and her take was basically like, "This is the way that I see it. You can tell me if you don't agree with it, and that's fine." But she was trying to like not talk about the subject and just kind of take the middle of the road kind of response to kind of like avoid responsibility, I guess you could say, or avoid putting out a statement that she would get backlash from. And basically, the statement was, if you're like, she was like, I don't do any political commentary, or I'm not politically, I'm not informed about the politics or anything of that sort. So like, if you're looking to someone online such as myself to give you some sort of like, not necessarily opinion, but like information on something that even I myself don't really know, or I'm not politically savvy about, it's like, you just need to get offline, kind of thing. And I get that. It's a valid middle of the road response. You don't want to you don't want to say something that's going to potentially piss off one side or the other. But I mean, like, this is all in regards to ice. So like, personally, I feel like if you truly didn't agree with what ice was doing, I don't think it's a bad thing for you to denounce ice or just fucking say, fuck ice or some bullshit like that, Because I mean, like, if you truly hold those values to you, I think of it this way. Do you want your audience to be people that are ice sympathizers? You get me? Do you want do you want your audience to be those people in there? And if you were to lose money from it, like, is it really that much of a hit for you? Like, you get me? Like, or do you feel like you foster that kind of audience and therefore you can't say anything about it? That's my perspective on it. But anywho, the whole video for Shoe on Head was about it was kind of like 2 points, right? Because like, she's talking about the shit that Emery went through, and then she's also making a commentary on cancel culture as a whole, right? I mean, she always makes commentary about cancel culture. She doesn't like cancel culture. She's been fairly fucking like balanced on that, because like, she shitted on the left side, doing cancel culture, and she's also shitted on the right side for doing cancel culture as well. So like, I respect that about her, that at least she's principled to where she's like, fuck cancel culture and all that shit. But I don't know. I feel like in this situation, like, I think it's acceptable to fucking like, not to necessarily pressure her to say fuck ice or anything of that sort, but more sort of to pressure her to take a stance on it. If she, like, you get me? Because if you really truly feel about ice, because she posted later on afterwards about how she doesn't agree with ice and so forth, etc., etc., and all that jazz, right?
Yeah, but still, people were still giving her shit for that.
Oh, I mean, like, well, because it happened after the fact. You get me?
No, people were like, okay, yeah, that's fine, but you just said you don't agree with ICE. You said nothing about the administration, because that's what.
That's what, like, the shoe on head shit. Like, yeah.
But at that point, if the original question was, "What are your feelings or ICE?" and then she comes out and tells you, and then that's not enough. Where do you draw the line?
That stupid goalpost moving from
I'll let you go on, and then I'll get into my point.
So like, that stupid goalpost moving from those people in particular, because quite frankly, it's like, for starters, whether she decided to say the line or not, move on from that. Like, not her. I'm talking about everyone else. Move on from that. And if you feel like she's been fucking, like, she wasn't truthful about it, then fucking move on. You could talk shit and all that shit and move on. But the moment that someone decides, it's like saying, like, when someone fucks up and then they apologize and you still give them shit for it, despite the fact that they apologize and they're showing remorse, they're showing that they're looking to move on from this and they're trying to do better, and you're still giving them shit. It's like, then what the fuck was the point of this? Like, it sounds like you need to move on and just fucking get over it, And that's the kind of vibe that I got from those people. It's like, oh, you said this, but then you're not talking about the administration. You're not talking about Asmongold. Asmongold doesn't matter in this conversation. It's about her opinion about it. It doesn't matter like who she's orbiting or anything of that sort. You get me? In the same thing is like, if it turns out that I have a friend or someone who fucking like might be I don't know, homophobic or something like that. Like, that's my deal to deal with it, not you. You get me? Like, my values are clearly here in front of the microphone. I've posted them. I've talked about them and stuff like that. Clearly, I have a certain way of thinking. Like, the fact that I'm friends with someone who probably doesn't like have the same ideals as I do. Can you question it? Maybe, but then like, don't try to fucking like put it that I'm not the person who I am when I'm clearly being the person that I am. You get me?
No, I get you. I see where you're coming from, and I get your points. My thing is like, I guess one of the points is I feel the people asking those questions are the people that are just going to be moving the goalposts. Like she said, like she doesn't talk about that stuff on her stream and all that. So like, if you're gonna go in and that's like the first thing you spout off, like you're looking for something.
Yeah.
For me, you're fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it would be incredibly easy. Like I kept thinking about it. I'm like, if it was me, I wouldn't go in depth. I'd be like, I'm not a fan. Whatever. Let's move on. Because if I were streaming, I imagine I'm doing it because I enjoy it and it's an escape. And and if that's what am I trying to escape? The fucking reality of the world. The last thing I want is someone in my comments or whatever or in my stream being like, hey, what are your thoughts? Like, it sucks. I don't want to talk about it. I want to think about it. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So like I 100% defend her choice to be like, that's not what this is about. Let's just enjoy the stream. I get that. Like honestly, if I was in the stream too, and I seen that, I'd be annoyed too. I'm like, I don't care about this shit right now. I didn't come to this stream, like she said, for a fucking analysis on ice or to hear her opinions on ice. I don't give a fuck about her opinions on ice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like everyone's so on edge now.
Yeah.
That it's becoming like, it was like after Trump won the election the first time, where it became this almost mandatory thing where like it was expected to disclose who you voted for and shit. Like, where before you didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
You never fucking talked about that. You went, you voted, and that was it. You got your little sticker, and that was it. Now it's like it's a fucking determining factor for like friendships and relationships and like, because it's just the way everything's just become so divisive now, where you can't have like normal things separated from the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Like, if she can't even just stream without, like having to worry about that shit, like what's the fucking point? Like, I get what you're saying, and like, but for me, who she voted for and whatever, like, if I don't know, I'm okay with that. Because once you start like digging deep into the muck and shit like that of people, then you're gonna be left with like nothing left to enjoy in life. Like everyone has their skeletons, and I mean, you look hard enough at MLK, dude wasn't the most faithful person to his wife. You know what I mean? Gandhi was kind of a piece of crap.
Listen, I won't take any slander about MLK or Gandhi.
I'm just saying though, they're human beings.
I'm fucking.
Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife, drove her to suicide.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like but these are people we revere, but they're still human beings.
No, yeah, totally. I
and all she did was not want to talk about something that she didn't want to talk about in her own stream. If she was on a podcast and someone asked her that, then okay, I would be like, but even then I could just be like, I don't want to get into that for whatever reason. And you should be able to respect shit like that.
Here's what I think.
And look, real quick. Here's the other thing, because a lot of the hate sheet shoe videos that Shu showed seem to be coming from like other like women. So it also becomes one of those things where it's like this popular streamer cosplayer is getting kind of shit on, so that's just dogpile because
Yeah, because I saw the shit like that was coming from the video of Casey Tron and shit like that. I'm like,
and it's like I never found her in the journey. I'm like, it's because you're not the audience.
Yeah,
because you don't have a dick. Like, move on from that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry.
You know how they're like, you see a bunch of like content creators that essentially like are either have the same bias that you do, or maybe from the content that you normally would fucking listen to, and then next thing you know, you find out that they're a very shitty person, and they've been fucking. I think about Illuminati. You know how that's what I'm thinking about right now. That's the kind of like thing. Those are the people that end up fucking like really like just dogpiling on the drama, because it's really the best way that they can find some relevancy in the topic, and probably like soak in some of the, or sap some of the fucking viewership from it and stuff like that. And so like in regards to that, like that's fucking shitty, especially considering how like fucking like Emiru this whole fucking year, and even from last year, has been a fucking shitty time for her and stuff like that, and she's trying to fucking like probably just move on from all this bullshit, right?
And to me, that's even more is like, why are you asking this person about shitty events happening in a shitty time in our life after she's had a shitty fucking like
absolutely
year and a half
I totally
whatever.
Get that.
Like,
But on the other hand, though,
There
like
is no other hand.
there is another hand, though. Like it's like okay, like we are getting to the like we literally just had two people die because of fucking ice. You get me? Like we literally just like had well two American citizens die because of ice. We've had I don't know how many people died in custody of ice because they're not fucking doing. There was a fucking infant, dude, that was it detained in one of the facilities that was recently rushed to the hospital because the conditions in these fucking facilities are so shitty that the kid got sick. You get me? When it comes to like situations like that, it's really like not that difficult of a choice to say to even just blurt it out. I don't agree with what's happening, but I want to move on from this subject. This stream isn't about that, but I just want to make sure that you get me. Like it's something like that is very easy. Like if even if you're doing it just to kind of like placate the masses, it's not that difficult. You get me?
I get you, but I think you're mistaken. I think at this point in time in our society, it is incredibly difficult to placate people because people will always fucking dig for something. It's like you said, they're constantly moving the post because it's easy to be like, okay, I'm not a fan. Let's move on. Well, why do you want to move on?
And you just fucking move on. You don't fucking like because I mean like the soundbite is already out there though. You get me?
Soundbites don't mean shit anymore, dude.
And that's what I'm saying. Like though, like it's like I think that's just like even just media training from 101. It's just like you know what you say the what people want to hear, and then you just move on from it, and then that's how you just fucking go through it. And if they decide to fucking continue on, it's a stream. You can have your fucking like your mods ban that person or something like that, as long as you don't fucking make a big deal out of it. As long as you don't actively say in the recording mods ban this person, you know, because I don't want to fucking talk about this shit. You get me?
Yeah,
like,
but then that person's gonna be like, "Oh, I was banned. Why do you think I was banned?" Like,
no, but I mean, like, okay, like, so I understand the idea or the fact that people will always try to take things out of context just to fucking fuck with you. I understand that. Whether it's six or not, that's another gamble. That's a gamble that they're taking. You get me?
but see, my other thing though too is especially like you, we didn't really get into that part, but with Trump having things like Instagram and Reddit and all those other motherfuckers turning over information for people bad mouthing ICE, speaking out against ICE. Her income is like her streams and all that shit. I can get why she would not want to put that in jeopardy by saying something. You know what I mean? Like she, you know, if it's just her, if that's her income, if that's part of her job, I 100% understand not wanting to do that or not willing to be to risk that because we don't know her life. We don't know who depends on her, even if it's just herself.
I guess. I mean, I see that point
because it's not just as easy to be like I know we say it, but we kind of just don't give a fuck. But if this got popular, it could fuck us. We could be in a database all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like there is always that possibility, depending how bad things potentially get or whatever. I understand that need to protect yourself, your assets, and potentially the people around you.
But doesn't that kind of fall into that territory of like that sort of like the whole thing where like I think it was that you mentioned in the last recording the whole fucking the Polish that were imprisoned with the Jews and that basically they beat up the Jews just to make themselves look better.
But she's not beating up anyone.
No, I know, but I mean like you're still like trying to make sure that you don't fucking do anything that will rattle the cages, right? Or do anything. You get me? And it's like kind of like inaction. I'm not saying that inaction is
okay. I'll say this: it's not 1-to-1.
Yeah,
because she's still free. Those Polish weren't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're absolutely right about that. It's just it's a bad example for the for.
No, I know what you're saying, but like she's like I even understood like I didn't agree with it, but I get why. Well, it was CBS again. They didn't want to run the interview Colbert did with homeboy from Texas. You know, I understand where their fear came from, supposedly because of the FCC not wanting to piss off Trump.
The equal time thing that the FCC applied on talk shows that it was never applied to them before.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I understand that fear, just like, shutting down Kimmel. I understand that fear at the time, and I don't, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I get why they were doing it Because if you have your license pulled, you're dead in the water. You lose everything. You can't. It's not just you. It's just not Kimmel. It's all the other shows on those networks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I understand how that can drive certain decisions. I don't necessarily agree with it, but to keep certain things running, I get it. You know what I mean?
I guess that's kind of like the difference then, because like on a personal level, I think even if I were to be in a big position like that, if I know that this is something that I feel like is like, let's assume this was really, really big, this podcast. And let's assume that we had some people under us or something like that. It was a business. Let's just assume that it was like a big business that had people under it. I would just be straight up and with everyone who I fucking have under me and just be like, I don't agree with what's going on here with what's going on, and I'm just gonna fucking speak about it. And I would just warn them, like, if you guys want to leave because of this, I totally understand that, but this comes at a risk that we might be taken down, and I don't care because like, I mean, like, I feel like I need to stand up for this. You get me?
Well, one, it's not just the risk of being taken down. It's one is being associated with the entity that's being taken down, why it's being taken down, and since you're working for it, you're already, it's a guilty by association. And two, I'm assuming if it's big enough for it to be its own business, you're taking care of your folks and probably your sister, so you have to take them into account.
Even then,
You're their lifeline.
Even then, some though, like, I don't think it would be, when it comes to things like that, like in particular, especially like if you can't fucking have the conviction to take a stance on something that you see as ultimately unjust, then there's like, what, like, you get me? Like, what's the point?
No, I get you, because I feel the same way. The whole I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I'm just making you aware.
No, I know
that you have
I know
not
that,
just employees.
Yeah.
But I say that because, again, I don't know her situation, her personal life. I don't know who's depending on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Not everyone's willing to do that for one reason or another. And I get that. I'm not going to hold that against someone.
I don't know. That's very difficult for me to like kind of like be like,
because I go out and I do something stupid like that, and I, for whatever reason, I fucking, let's say I mouth off to fucking ICE and I get detained for a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm out of work for like a week. I'm losing this house. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get that. I don't know.
We're all fucking we're all under a heel right now.
Yeah, we definitely are.
I get where you're coming from, but literally, like you said, 2 people have been fucking killed in the streets already, and we're still kind of at a plateau. That hasn't been enough to fucking set us over the edge. I get why people aren't just fucking, like storming the walls yet.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's going to take more. And the other thing too, we have motherfuckers that voted for Trump that are still fucking like defending them despite the Epstein shit
and shit like that.
You know what I mean? Like, this goes a lot beyond just ICE and all that. This is not just an ICE thing, an immigrant thing. It's, bro, what was it? The UN said that some of the shit in the files would qualify as crimes against humanity. Bro.
Yeah.
On fucking kids.
I didn't want to touch the fucking Epstein stuff.
I didn't either, but I'm just saying, like,
but like, given that it's a constant thing, Prince Charles got fucking arrested. But
as DeFranco said, not necessarily for connections to
just
the child stuff.
For the sale of, or for what was it, for like
potentially leaking or distributing
like secrets and shit like that. Yeah, sensitive information. And then I think what is it? I think there was a couple of other countries that did something that, or for people that might have had ties with or might have been part of the files or something like that, for whatever it is. And like, everyone that was mentioned in the files from the US is still like not even like a fucking, nothing has been done.
What was it? There's only, out of the 3, there's only like 1 person in prison. The other 2 people are dead.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on here, dude.
But
like,
on the bright side, Trump is releasing everything on aliens.
Is that really the trade-off you want?
Dude, you know what? I remember I seen it on Instagram. From this one fucking page I follow and shit, and I read it and I'm like, is this I thought it was like one of the meme pages and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, no, this is the news thing. I'm like, and I legitimately felt a part of me die inside because I love UFOs. I love alien.
I'm
Dude,
sorry, it's not UFOs, it's UAPs.
It doesn't fucking matter. I've been in it since it was UFOs, motherfucker. I'm going hipster, okay? I have books about it.
Yeah.
They're hidden in another room because of the shame, but they're there.
Because of the shame.
But like when I read that, I'm like, again, like the 401k stuff I was saying, I'm like, I don't care about aliens anymore because you were fucking children. The only people I was okay with fucking children were the aliens I was reading about. That was it. But you are a human fucking being in charge of this country. I don't care about anything else except finding out what really happened with them.
Honestly,
and like it like when and on Reddit, everyone's like, "Did you hear this?" And I
you're like, I
want
don't
to
give
go
a
to every
fuck.
person in those comments and just slap them.
They're
and be
fucking
like,
children, dog. This is not what I wanted. Oh god, dude. I don't know. Like, it's a circus, dude. Like, honestly, and I'm surprised that it's still going on. You get me? Like, we're still going through this bullshit. I don't know what needs to happen for this to like set a fire under, the people in charge.
well, there's no benefit to do anything right now.
I mean,
honestly, even if
that's kind of the fucked up part about it, though. Like, it's just like, Jesus Christ, like, not everything needs to be a benefit for you or anything of that sort.
I know, but honestly, I feel like even if Democrats came into power, I really don't think a lot would.
If Democrats themselves are not willing to fucking put the people in their own party to jail or to prison for the crimes, if they were mentioned in the files, or if they were like any sort of like, if they were in there or any sort of inclination. I'm not talking about, because I mean, you could be mentioned in the files and you probably didn't do anything. You got me?
No, yeah,
that's a possibility. But I mean, like,
I'm okay with that line of thought.
Yeah,
also.
like, but I mean, like, if you were like in there and there's significant proof that you were involved with them in some sort of like nefarious way, if you can't put those people down, not put them down, but I mean, like, if you can't fucking like disown them and fucking charge them for whatever crimes they did.
But, and I was going to say, like, not that they, look, to be fair, there's no real true, well, at least from what I can tell in the files,
mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything that really links Trump to being with kids in terms of Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
Shit he says on his own is a different fucking story.
Yeah.
But from what I gather in the files, there's nothing. Like, yeah, it's sus that he's there, but there's not that real link. I'm not buying it just because, like I said, of shit he said on his own, like out in the wild. But like, it's gotten to a point where even if they really did investigate it and they were to say something like, yeah, Clinton knew Epstein and they had, their interactions, but like through our investigation, we didn't find anything. I don't know that I would believe that anymore.
Yeah.
Because like, what if they did find, like, what's to keep them from saying that?
Well, did you on the subject of Clinton, right? I think I might have mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but there was what you call it, a conspiracy going about that the reason why Clinton was like so adamant to giving Israel like funding for, or not funding, but giving them like armaments and stuff like that, was because Israel was blackmailing him about the Monica Lewinsky stuff.
I mean, I don't know how conspiratorial you want to go, but it also, I guess you can find like the ties, how Epstein would be a Mossad agent and shit like that.
Yeah. And I feel like I need to clarify this. I'm not anti-Semitic. I don't dislike Jews, or I don't fucking feel a specific way about them. I do have a problem with Israel, and I'm very anti-Zionist. I'm just going to say that. Anti-Zionist in a sense where like it's basically like I don't believe that there needs to be like some sort of Jewish ethno-state in fucking in Palestine or anything of that sort. But the whole Jeffrey Epstein being a Mossad agent or having close ties to that sort of stuff, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Because like what? Ghislaine's fucking dad was Mossad, wasn't he? Or he had like some sort of ties, and then he fucking died in the middle of the sea, supposedly of a heart attack.
I don't remember his story, honestly.
I think that's I mean, don't quote me. I might have some of the details wrong, but like I think he was somehow involved in it, and so I wouldn't be surprised if
I just know she comes from money to begin with.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Epstein didn't though. I don't think so.
Mm-mm. There have been a bunch of fucking like I think there was like pictures of like some sort of like Israeli official that was leaving his place or something like that. You know, whether he was there to
Well,
enjoy.
wasn't there like pictures of him like on his jet with like some Israeli?
I honestly don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know, and I don't remember seeing anything like that. But like that, I think there's some fucking some truth to that that conspiracy theory that he might have had ties with Israel, or because I mean,
And that's the crazy thing. It's like it's almost it's basically gotten to the point where no matter how crazy the fucking conspiracies are,
yeah,
they still seem very like viable,
yeah,
like believable.
Yeah.
Like I could buy that.
Yeah.
Like I think we mentioned last, like even the cannibalism thing.
the cannibal. I mean,
I can look. I'm not saying, but like I'll say it this: it would not surprise me if they said like it legit happened. I'd be like, okay,
well,
it
it's
didn't surprise
believable.
me.
It's
Yeah.
believable. Honestly, it is.
Like at this point, it you know,
there's a high likely possibility that like I do believe that there's a possibility that that something like that might come up, you know, or something like that, you know,
Yeah.
or something's already in the files, you know. But like right now, it's the Schrodinger's cannibalism thing. You know, we don't know if it actually happened or not. But like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was significant proof that that actually happened. Yeah, the fact that our fucking government has done nothing to fucking like. Ugh. I need to. I need this shit to get resolved already. Like this problem needed to be fucking dealt with yesterday.
who do you think's worse, Bondi or Patel?
That's a really good question.
Like for me, I cannot stand Bondi, but I have a special level of loathing for Patel.
I guess because Patel hasn't really. I haven't seen much of Patel ever since the whole fucking Kirk assassination.
Well, they said supposedly he chartered an FBI jet to go watch the Olympics. Was the last I heard.
That was the last thing you heard?
Yeah.
Good God.
Look, you gotta fly away from those whiny Epstein fucking survivors.
God.
Notice how they're all women just whining? Typical, right?
And to this day, those women haven't been able to talk to anybody from the DOJ.
Real quick. Do you think when Bondi's out and there's like this regime change, do you think there'll ever be any resolution for them?
For the
survivors?
The survivors? Depends on who the administration is, honestly.
I don't even think it matters.
I think that's very important to see that like what depends on the administration, because if it's just like your typical fucking like mainstream Democrat, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have any faith.
But if it's someone who's like a little bit more left leaning and their cabinet is like very like is aligned with whatever their values, I can see something happening. At least the beginnings of something to move towards that. You get me? At least that. Maybe it won't come into fruition until maybe like towards like maybe their end of their term or their first term, or maybe like the beginning of their second term if they get a second term. But I can see at least them starting something to get the ball moving.
Okay, I'll change my. I'll say this. Since everyone seems to love like bootlicking, I'll do a little bootlicking of my own. I would say if you had someone that ran and won the presidency, someone like the age and like ideals of like a Mamdani, I would believe someone like that. Anyone much older than that, like beyond 40, I don't believe that. I don't believe, because at that point you're too old. And
what if it was Bernie Sanders though? What if it was Bernie Sanders?
I was gonna say he's the only exception.
But I mean,
I think if it was Sanders, he'd be like, "I'm once again asking for your testimonies."
Or what if it was like someone like Elizabeth Warren?
Okay, I'll add the caveat that there's
and Elizabeth
a
Warren
greater number
like,
of women, female candidates.
Yeah,
that I'd be like, okay, something might get. Not all of them.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Because like I wouldn't trust say what you call it
Would you trust Kamala Harris?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Like from people who've like run for candidacy for presidentship. As far as like the women that have run so far in the past 10 years?
There's only been 2.
There's been 3.
Oh, I don't count her. The third one, I don't even remember who it was.
There's been 4 actually.
Yeah, there's only been two major ones.
Well, I mean, yeah, two major ones, but like Marianne, who was the independent, right? Well, no,
Mhm.
she was running in the Democratic too as well. Her, even though she's not like, you get me your typical fucking like, politician kind of say, because she's a book writer, so like she has no fucking, um I'm not trying to discredit her, but I mean like she doesn't have experience
I know
in
what
it
you mean.
or anything of that sort. Like I would have voted for her. Like if it was down to from like, okay, so on the topic of women in politics and basically like how because a lot of people are saying it's Kamala Harris didn't get fucking voted in or didn't win the fucking thing because she was a woman and she's black. I'm not going to discount that there is the possibility that's the reason why. Like, or there are people who probably didn't vote for her because she's a woman and she's black, but also like her policies were just fucking shit. Let's just be real. She's like we're voting in someone who's basically a carbon copy of Joe Biden, and the reason why nobody wanted Joe Biden anymore is because he was fucking lacking. Like how the fuck are you gonna run your campaign mirroring the person that just literally is like
Yeah, that you
cognitively
wanted
not
out.
there, and he's like he's losing popularity the more he stays in office.
It's those damn DEI hires, your dog.
But it's just it feels like fucking political suicide in my opinion. You get me? Marianne Williamson, I think was her name, even though she was not very like I don't want to say she wasn't politically savvy, but she didn't have experience in the politics. I would have voted. I would have voted for her. I would have voted for Elizabeth Warren because at least she fucking has like some fucking. Even though she's wishy washy at times, but at least for the most part, in her time in Congress, she's done shit to help the American people. You know. Um.
Well, there is precedent for shit like that. Like, look at fucking. I mean, he's not even American, but look at Zelensky. He was a fucking comedian,
Yeah.
and dude's fucking wartime president now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he seems to be doing it. He seems to be a damn fucking good one.
I mean, yeah. So it's like, I mean,
But that's what I mean. You need. What I'm trying to say is, motherfuckers are too damn old right now.
I mean,
that are in charge.
I think we need to break away from
Soylent Green.
from what?
We need to Soylent Green them.
We need to start to burn them.
Soylent Green them.
Oh, Soylent Green them. Holy shit! No. Would you fucking eat that?
No, I wouldn't. Look, I will go as far as to eat McDonald's. That's the amount of like mystery food I'm willing to put into myself. Maybe like bologna, but not so like no.
I keep forgetting the bologna is basically just processed shit like leftovers.
Yeah, it's so good though. It's good.
Is there such a thing as like high class bologna?
Yeah, bologna.
You fucking.
That's the shit you use Grey Poupon on.
That's what you use Grey Poupon on.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ!
That's what you
I've
use.
never had Grey Poupon.
It's just spicy mustard.
Oh.
Well, it's like a type. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know why I thought about it. It's just like the tiers of like. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. I don't know how you're if you like struggled buying like in your childhood when it came to food or anything of that sort, or if like maybe like you guys didn't buy brand names because you needed to save money. But like I think about like talks about that, like how like you would buy the store brand shit just because it was cheaper, and you're just like, well, fuck it, we don't have the money to buy Best Foods or whatever the fuck it was or something like that. And if there's like tiers of like of that sort of stuff, like for bologna for processed foods.
Well, I think
how fancy do you want to eat your processed foods?
Well, no, there kind of is, because like if you even think like Costco, right?
Right,
like
yeah,
this
right.
big old fucking Kirkland. That's
Kirkland.
their brand.
Yeah.
But everyone fucking loves it.
Yeah.
They still sell other brands. Like when I go like to like Ralph's and shit, like I buy the Kroger shit.
The Kroger
like,
shit, yeah.
To me, it's like if it tastes the same, whatever. Like growing up,
on as far as like the Kroger stuff, their fucking chips are actually pretty damn good.
that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't. A comedian I used to like really like. He would always like he'd had a joke about like going through the grocery aisle and shit, like the cereal section, and he would talk about all the cereals, like, and then you had all the cereals on the bottom on the bottom shelf of the aisle, and they didn't even have a box. They were just like the homeless of the cereal. They were just in a bag.
They're the bags, dude.
The store brand and shit like that. But I've had like store brand cereal. It tastes the same.
It's all the same shit.
It all digests the same.
Oh, you know what? That's one of the. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. But I used to work at a Rite Aid, and I mentioned the Rite Aid because it's out of business. It's no longer there.
They can't hurt you anymore. Will.
They can't hurt me anymore. But I used to work at a Rite Aid, right? And then Rite Aid has its own like fucking brand name shit, right? For fucking everything, basically from food. Well, actually, food it was probably just spices, but like at least from
like their Tylenols, don't they have like the generic?
Yeah,
Tylenols
the generic Tylenols and
like
also like even like the cleaning products as well. They have their own fucking like brand and shit like that, right? And so then it's difficult for you to fucking have your own fucking like factory or plant. It's fucking expensive. It's super expensive. So what do? You find an already established like, factory that's making the product, and you just be like, hey, make a product for me. You hire them for that service, and they sell you.
It.
Yeah, they'll sell you the product, and all that stuff a little bit more expensive than they would to like say like fucking Nike or something like that, but they'll still sell you the product. And so then I was telling my manager this is like, dude, like, that all of these companies buy from the same factory. The only thing that changes is the label.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? You're right. Cause I used to work at CVS and we had gotten something that was from, it was some other company. I don't know. Did CVS and Savon, live in the same fucking timeline, or did Savon become CVS because
CVS bought out Savon? That's why Savon's ended up with Thrifties, the ice cream.
Okay.
Because remember, wasn't it Save on ice cream before? Like the Thrifties?
I honestly don't remember. But I mean, like that was the thing that he was like saying is like, so yeah, I used to work at CVS and then we came like some package that was like a store brand kind of product, but it had Save On's label. And I was like, yeah, that's the reason why. It's because like they all buy from the same thing. It's like it's cheaper for them to buy the shit like this, It's like because I mean you can't have your own factory, like you can't. It's fucking expensive.
Well, yeah, just like I said, Ralph's sell it.
Yeah,
Kroger's its own like little chain, right?
Yeah.
But Ralph's is selling Kroger shit because Ralph's own, you know what I mean? Like
it's just easier. They're owned by Kroger, so like
yeah, why buy the extra packaging? It's all the same shit.
Yeah, and I mean like all of this shit tastes good too. Like maybe fucking like it's
yeah.
Dude, I end up getting like fucking the Kroger chips whenever I get them from Ralph's, and then also I've gotten like the fucking milk and heavy cream and anything like that. It's all gonna be fucking Kroger. Fuck that shit,
Yeah,
the frozen foods too, like the frozen shrimp or whatever it is. It's all Kroger. I don't care, dude. Like
yeah.
Like one, I don't have the money to fucking buy anything that's brand name. Two, it's like the quality difference is very fucking negligible. So it's like, what the hell is the point? Unless you're going to a butcher to fucking get some like fucking high quality meats, fucking get Kroger shit, get the store brand shit. It's like, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth the extra fucking $3-4 that you pay for Foster Farm bullshit or something like that. I don't know how we got to this conversation.
yeah, fucking.
But like, yeah, this is like some fucking crazy shit. I don't know, dude. The current state of affairs is it's plateaued a little bit, but it's still like feels like it's like kind of like.
Well, what's crazy? It's like there is a lot going on,
right?
But it's a lot that centers around like one particular thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it just kind of spiderwebs from there, and like it all roads lead back to Epstein and shit. You know what I mean? Like it. Not for everything, but like
to him.
The only other thing that I do kind of remember, last thing I remember hearing about that lady's mom that they kidnapped.
Oh, right.
I think they said it might have to do with like the cartel. I don't fucking know anymore.
Really?
Because she was abducted from like Arizona somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
So who knows though? I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I feel like it's been a while, so I don't know. I don't have the confidence that
it's sad to say, but I don't think she's
alive, or that she's gonna get her alive either. Like, that's pretty fucked up. Because I mean, like, I can't imagine someone like fucking like I can't imagine myself receiving a fucking ransom note telling me we have your mother. That's extremely fucked up, dude.
Like, yeah, what do you like? There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
You're like completely at the mercy of just some unknown entity.
Mm-hmm.
And at least with her, I would imagine she would have. Oh, but they wanted Bitcoin though. But I'm saying if it wasn't Bitcoin, I would imagine she would have had at least the ability to hopefully pay out. But like, if you're just like,
how much Bitcoin were they asking for? Or were they asking for a set amount of USD in Bitcoin?
It was like they asked for. I don't remember the amount, but it was like, let's say they wanted like 10 million Bitcoin.
10 million Bitcoin? That's a lot of money.
That's what I mean.
But I mean, 10 million in Bitcoin?
It's not, but that's what I'm saying. It was, I think the letter said whatever X amount of Bitcoin, not in Bitcoin. Because I remember hearing that. I'm like, That's a lot.
That's absurd, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think the cartel would ask for 10 million Bitcoin though. You get me?
You don't know, dude. Diversify that portfolio.
No. I mean, like, I don't think the cartel's gonna be like, give us this amount of money that we know you don't have.
Is the cartel just gonna kidnap some like news host's mom?
I mean, would they?
False flag.
I don't see any benefit.
I gotta look into this to see what's going on because I
feel like this is just me speculating, and I know very little about what's going on with this. I think this is an inside job.
That's why I said it's a false flag.
Because 10 million in Bitcoin, dude.
Well, I don't know if that's what it was. I'm just like,
yeah. Because I mean, that seems like a very absurd number. You get me? Because what is Bitcoin going at right now? Like 160? And for those of you who don't know what Bitcoin is basically sort of like digital currency.
It's a cryptocurrency.
It's a cryptocurrency that essentially people have bought into it and hold it, like it increased in its value over the years. It's crashed, but then it's been coming back higher and higher and higher. I think it's going down another low right now.
It's not bad right now. I'm just gonna round it. One Bitcoin is $68,000.
68? Oh, okay. So
it's not bad.
So it's not bad. But I mean, like, if one Bitcoin is worth 68,000, imagine someone asking for 10 million Bitcoin. What is the fucking? That's like fucking. That's billions, dog. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're asking a fucking a news anchor to give you more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, dude. That's stupid. Like I think this is just. It sounds like an inside job. I wonder if the moms, down, never mind. That's fucked up. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. 4 million in Bitcoin. Oh shit. No. Okay. The first ransom note is sent to TMZ and 2 local Tucson stations at 1:12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The letter demands 4 million in Bitcoin by Thursday, February 5th, then 6 million by Monday, February 9th, if the first deadline isn't met.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so they wanted it in Bitcoin, not 4 million Bitcoin. I mean, that makes more sense.
I would have asked for 4 million Bitcoin.
I would have asked for no. But I mean, like, there was no way you could get 4 million in Bitcoin.
And then you're not getting your mom back.
You're not getting your mom back. Okay, that's a little bit more feasible, and I mean, it's understandable that they want it in Bitcoin because I mean, you know, you can spend it without being tracked.
4 million in Bitcoin. So if I just said it was what 68?
68. So like you're saying it's 68, right? So
it'd be what 4 million divided by 68?
Yeah.
Are you already doing it?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
It's only going to be like 10 Bitcoin.
58.
58 Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. 58. Well, like close to 59 because it's like 58.8. So rounded up is 59 Bitcoin. But imagine like 59 of those coins is worth that much fucking.
That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's absurd how much that little fucking token is worth.
I would have asked for like 300 Bitcoin.
300 Bitcoin? Like at 68? What is that like?
That's not what, that's like what, 12, 15 million?
20.
Oh, see, there you go.
A little topic actually, now that we're talking about money. I don't know if you remember hearing, this was probably like, I think in 2014 or something like that, where someone ended up winning the fucking lotto. And I think it was like almost a fucking billion, I think it was. And then the person who won it ended up taking back basically 14 million, or I think a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a sort of like, I guess, discussion with a person about it. How like they were like, oh my God, the taxes are so fucking fucked up. They took all this money from him, and it was like that was his money. And I'm like, dude, 14 million, you're set. Like you literally 14 million, like
if you're smart, yeah, you can.
If you're smart, you're set. You can literally fucking like survive off of that. It's not generational wealth, but like
you can make it.
You can make it generational wealth if you're smart enough. And so then it's like it kind of brought this sort of like conversation about it, where it's like, let's assume you were to fucking win, you take home about like 10 million. What would be your plans with it?
Fix this place up, tip top shape. Uh-huh. Just fucking boom.
How much do you estimate you would spend?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Easily, and just because I know it would be overkill, and I more than likely would not, I would have leftovers, but I would set aside $1 million.
$1 million just for that?
Just to set this place up nice.
Uh-huh.
And then the two little properties you seen over there. Like I said,
Buy those.
I would probably just invest, and I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be crazy about it. I just, something like as like little starter places for some people or whatever.
Yeah.
And the rest just, fucking like invest it and like store some in a savings and just live off interest.
Right.
Like, I don't need,
and that's
I just want to live off interest.
Yeah.
And, if I want to take a fucking trip every once in a while, I'll take a trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other thing too. I was like, oh, I can fucking apply for like a citizenship and like get a place in Japan where you fucking buy a place there. It's not, you're not paying crazy ass rent either.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I would like do like donations and shit like that. But
see, I wouldn't donate.
I to certain things like shelters and shit like that. But like I wouldn't, you wouldn't. The goal is to not have people know that I have money.
Yeah, totally. I think the best thing that I've heard from someone was you like if they were to take like say like 10 million back from that, they would invest the 10 million in an account, work from 1 year, and after that year, gone. Basically, no more working.
Well, a part of me thinks like I would keep working too for like a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much longer, but I think I would still keep working.
I don't think I wouldn't want to work. Like personally, I thought like definitely setting or spending 1 million just for 1 to like 1.5 million just for a house. And I'm not even talking about like a fucking bougie ass house. I'm talking about
but 1 million is not going to get you a bougie
it's not going to get you a bougie
anymore.
ass house. But I mean, like you could get a nice house like in an area that's like okay. Like I'm not even looking at that. I'm not looking to go in the poorest areas of the neighborhood either. But I mean, like in a decent area where I can a nice house, right? Assuming that it's a really good house and it's like sturdy and I don't have to put any money on it to fix it up. But then set another like maybe like I don't know. I guess another like if I end up spending $1 million just on that house and then it needs repairs, then fuck it, there goes another $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it's all good, and then set a good chunk of it aside just for investment in a way where I can essentially get dividends from it, and then just fucking borrow against that, and then just have the dividends pay off the debt, basically. And that's what I would do. And like ultimately, like I've never been out of the country or anything of that sort. I'll take a trip.
We'll see. That's the thing though. Like when I say keep working, like I wouldn't still keep doing the plumbing shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna fucking kill myself. But like, I don't know. Like I'd clean up like a draft shit at the zoo. You know what I mean? Like that seems like it'd be fun. Like when I say like I'd work, I try to do like a job that like seems fun or like I always wanted to do as a kid or you know what I mean? Like
you're gonna be the new Mike Rowe. You're gonna be doing dirty
like
jobs.
shit like that or like I don't know, work at a fucking card shop or you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, like a career.
Yeah.
Just one of those dude, I don't know, maybe I'll open a video store. Shit like that. You just I don't know. Why not?
Fucking what you call it? Do you think it would actually be a good business to have? I think if you were to open a video store, it would just fucking suck your money dry. The upkeep.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Depending on the kind of it, like, because when I was thinking, I was like, I could just make it like a fucking low key kind of like game store with like retro shit, but just like a GameStop, but like an actual fucking game store,
right?
And not just gouge the fuck out of people. You know what I mean? Like just something like that, and then yeah, you have your fucking movie section. And then, like, if you had collectors going, like, yeah, there is a section of, like, fucking VHSs or whatever, but, like, not to be, like, specific to that. You know what I mean?
I can kind of see that. I was also kind of thinking about, like, having a space where it's, like, kind of like a manga cafe, but except it's just for, like, you have a bunch of different small TVs set up and little booths or something like that. You give someone, like, they want to watch a specific movie that they've never seen before. You charge a fucking rental fee for that time period. They get to sit down and watch the movie with their own headphones and stuff like that. They can enjoy their time there and stuff like that or something like that. In the same way that like,
like a porno booth,
kind of like a porno booth, but not for porno though. Cause like, I mean, it's dude, can you imagine having to clean up in the fucking porno booths, dude?
That's why you pay someone.
No.
But it's funny you say that. Cause like when I was like talking about the video store, I was thinking about that, like, having like a fucking Sunday night movie thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Just, like, I mean, like, you know what? Honestly, I can see that working around here, like here in particular, because it seems like it's like a like you could have like a community
Yeah, that's
night
what I
thing.
was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that working, especially like in a place like this. But like where I'm at, where I live, that's like very close to fucking like downtown. Like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think it would be that great.
Unless it was all like Korean dramas,
Not even. Cause like I mean like when
lady
you
boy dramas.
cause like you look at like you go up north, you're in K Town, and K Town's very fucking like getting very dense, you know, with a lot of people, a lot of big buildings that are like I mean Koreatown is in general just very dense. And then like you go into downtown, like downtown is just fucking
Yeah.
yeah. And if you keep going further to the fucking west, then it's like you start kind of getting into like basically what is like urban areas, but they're not really like they're not like towns. You get me? It's still city, so like there is no really like community.
It's suburban.
Yeah, not even a suburban either. Too, it's just like
no, yeah, not
it's just like there's apartment buildings all through that fucking that strip, you know. And it's not like here you have like some houses spread across in between, you know, some apartments, maybe or something like that. This area feels a lot more like you could have like a community kind of day thing or something like that in comparison to where I live at. Plus, I mean, you have a church right here too as well, you know. Stuff. So it's like
several churches.
several churches.
One very famous one.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
But I think we can call it here. Well, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you have anything you want to plug in?
I guess I'll just you can reach me on Twitter at Nabiscus138. Because I always feel like a dick when you're like, you want to plug anything? I'm like, no.
I mean, I
know, but it makes me feel like a douchebag.
I mean, you are a douchebag, but
I know. Also, you can tweet us at IB2W podcast.
Pod.
Oh, pod. I'm sorry, IB2W pod. That's our Twitter handle.
That's what it is.
Oh my God. It's been 2 weeks. Take 3.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, it's IB2W pod. You could just tweet us there if you want to leave a comment or any suggestions about the podcast. And also I post there whenever we put an episode out.
Yeah, whenever we post.
Yeah, whenever we post. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky. Just search up Chubby Chaser Pro. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on Twitch, Chubby Chaser Pro, and I also upload short form content and all of the VODs in YouTube, Chubby Chaser Pro, and you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Chubby Chaser Pro. There is no episode next week. It'll be 2 weeks before we release another episode. So don't have your hopes up that we're going to be releasing some sort of sneaky episode next week. But thank you so much for listening.
There's still no email, right? For this
still no email, yeah, unfortunately no. But I'll look into it. I'll try to get you guys an email. See if that makes a difference. But that is it. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Intro-outro song is Wah Game Loop by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/4.0/